Okay, guys, Andrew Burr here, team leader of the Andrew Burr Group, broker associate with Coldwell Banker here in Wellington, Florida. Coming to you here from the team office, which is essentially just my office these days. Nobody really comes. As you can see, Matthew's shirt still hasn't moved in the past week or so. I've got everybody staying home, working at home. I have to come in here occasionally to take care of other business, move checks around, things like that. So while I'm here, I figure I take good use of the webcam and other things like that, and we'll go ahead and give you a update on how business is doing. I guess ostensibly week 2, really, but maybe week 3, depending on how you're counting, into the really tough kind of stay at home and things like that here in Palm Beach County. Now the state, obviously everybody knows and has been following how all of that is moving along. Real quick note on that, if you're interested in what's going on in your current municipality, meaning that, like Boynton Beach, or if you're in Gardens, Wellington, Green Acres, wherever you are, you can go to my website. You get there from andrewsellspalmbeach.com or southfloridarealestatenow.com, and click on the COVID-19 tab, and there's actually an interactive map that's not the one that a lot of people have that has just the county numbers. It actually has by the individual cities, townships, etc. So you can pinpoint things a little bit more. Accuracy is becoming more and more accurate every day, just like everybody else. But it's a good way to kind of figure out, like if you're in Loxahatchee or the Acreage, hey, how are we doing compared to downtown West Palm or Boynton Beach, Boca, things like that. And it just kind of gives hot spots. Anyways, so as far as real estate business goes, so now we've definitely seen a slowdown in transactions. I'm looking at my notes here to make sure I got it right. There's no big numbers from NAR or anything like that, so I'm using mainly internal numbers from Coldwell Banker and some of the numbers that we've gotten from our board. But it looks like we're overall in transactions down about 30%. That's being led heavily by listings, which are down anywhere from 43 to 47%, which means we still got buyers need a place to live, but a lot of people are not listing their houses, for obvious reasons. They don't want anybody, even if it's just one of us, coming into their home during this time. I will say that the way that we are doing that, if we're doing virtual showings, is our agent is going in, gloves on and a mask with their phone. They're doing the tour, coming back out, gloves off after they get out, but the entire time that they're in a property, whether it's vacant or somebody's living in there, gloves on, mask on, phone tour, out, done. So being absolutely as safe as we possibly can. An overabundance of caution right now is what is mandated, but once again, we still have people that need to buy homes, that need somewhere to live. Same thing with renters. Renters is a little tougher right now for a lot of reasons, but we have placed a couple. We've got another one that we're hopefully going to place this week. But people still need to buy, and some people still need to sell, so we're helping those people. I have a listing coming on the market. I'm going to put it on tomorrow, or might get it on this evening. I just got all the paperwork finally done, and we got to wrap up photography, which is once again being done. Gloves on, mask on, photography out, boom. Then basically I'm opening the door, stepping aside. They're going and doing their thing. I'm locking the place up, boom, mask, gloves, the whole 9 yards. So that being said, there are still people that need to buy. So if you need to sell, don't panic. The other thing too right now is that our pricing dynamics haven't really wavered at all right now. I mean, depending on how long this goes on, they certainly could, but right now they're holding pretty much steady. And there's some bright news that I'll get to in a minute on that front. But right now, market, transactionally, we've lost a lot of transaction volume, about 30%, average about 30% as best we can tell, and that's being led by listings. Not many people listing their homes right now. Still got people that need to buy. Pricing right now is remaining steady, although we'll see how long down the road that goes. Just actually had a virtual open house, and I'm working with this new mic here because a couple people had said that they had issues with the sound quality of my previous recording. So now I have this beautiful high-speed microphone, so hopefully you can hear everything I say very clearly without any issues. Obviously, your feedback is important to me. I kind of wish some of you would feedback on Facebook rather than calling me and stuff or sending me emails, but hey, I like to talk to you no matter how I get it. So that's how the whole Facebook thing works. It would help me. Anyways, so open house had our first virtual open house on a listing at 153 Carib Court in Green Acres yesterday. Went very well, well attended. There's a couple things that, obviously people can't get the smell, feel, tactile sensations of being in a home. But what we did learn is that it's very, very good if you have feedback from the users. And this is also what we've already known from, doing virtual showings for people that we've helped from up north or somewhere else in the past that have bought, not ever being here. But the open house, because you have multiple people kind of giving you feedback, it's actually a really good way for people to get a good idea of what other people are thinking when they're looking at the house too. So there was a large bit of me kind of going back to another room because there's a little lag, and when people actually ask their questions, they're typing them in and stuff like that. But overall, I think everybody got a very good sense of the home and of the neighborhood and of the location. A lot of good questions were asked. So I think that, for right now going forward, this is going to be a viable thing for us. Obviously, once again, you're not getting that tactile, you can't touch things, you can't smell things, you can't get that, 100% immersion, but it's a workable solution. And, it's the best we can do right now, but the technology is also evolving greatly. So, happy with the way that's working out, kind of excited about it. For the future, not just for this. I mean, there's a lot of, if we do, hybrids of these things, because then we got people that are out of state that can't be here that can still get an idea, like a good, strong idea of what the home's like, more than just pictures on a listing. So I want to get into that too. Actually, first, woke up this morning, got bombarded with emails from my lenders. The mortgage, the mortgage rates have been for the past couple of weeks, a big concern, question mark. I tell you right now, when I went, and things changed on the weekend, but I just tried to do Monday, Friday comparisons. Friday rate was 3.625 for a FHA loan, with 30-year loan, which is stellar already. This morning, 2.771 for the nominal rate. Amazing. So if you are looking to buy right now, and I know it's tough, but man, I tell you what, that rate is just under 3% is just, I don't know if we would have got there without this. Unfortunately, we have this pandemic and whatever, but that's a truly amazing rate. Especially if you talk to your parents that were paying 18% or, whatever they were paying in the, 70s and 80s and stuff. 2.77% is an amazing rate. Everything depends on when you lock, because it's still going up and down and stuff like that. But if you are looking to buy, I'm telling you right now is not a bad time. And we can help you with that. Once again, it's, you're not going to be able to physically get into the property until the inspection period, and then that's going to depend on the inspector. But once we get you under contract, we can get you into the property, at least to look at it, physically on your own. And then if you're not happy with what you see physically compared to what you saw virtually, we can terminate the contract period. But 2.771%, just amazing. Whether it'll be the same after tomorrow, who knows? But right now, that's amazing. So this is this in particular goes out to not necessarily our out-of-state buyers, but we, at least I, over the years have helped out-of-state buyers from New York, New England, some other areas, a lot of equestrian folks, virtually purchase homes. This is not anything that's not it's not unheard of. It's unheard of that the entire industry is going this way, but we've done one or two transactions every year. I have for the past maybe 5 years, completely virtually. there are some actual benefits of virtual tours that versus going in and touring it yourself. To be quite honest with you, especially if you're working with a realtor that's experienced in doing these type tours, because we're going to point out things you might not think of. When it gets down to looking at things, I mean, we can look at things like zoom in on them to the point where you know, if you stuck your eyeball down there, you couldn't see it that good. By and large, if you're using a realtor that's had any time, maybe a couple of years at least experience, they often know things about the neighborhood or about certain homes, certain builders, things like that they can relay to you. That sometimes I think get lost when we're doing regular home tours, because people are just kind of walking through, looking, and we're going, oh yeah, you like that, So I honestly think that these are not a terrible thing. Once again, that immersion thing, you can't get the smell and the feel, but you can certainly get the rest of it. And hopefully, if there's a foul odor, you trust your realtor to let you know that. So that being said, the next thing I want to go on to is one of the not really an emerging market. It was like this before this COVID-19, but one of the places that right now you can find an extreme benefit in purchasing is in new construction. Once again, you can go to my webpage, andrewsellspalmbeach.com or southfloridarealestatenow.com. And I've got a searchable, it's like the MLS. It's like realtor.com or Zillow, which are just sort of bad equations of the MLS. But you can go on and search new construction projects from all the Lennar, D.R. Horton, Ryan, Toll Brothers, Kenco, whoever it is. But if it's going on in the Tri-County area, you can go search that right on that website. It's 100%. I say it's 100% easy to use. But it's fairly easy to use, and it'll give you a great idea of what's out there. Now, what it won't do, sometimes they'll have the little advertised specials and stuff like that. But I want to stress that just because they're saying this is what they're doing, look, it's real estate. They want you to buy their houses. We have done pretty amazingly in the past year and a half, because there's so much building going on and getting our customers extra and even more. One of my customers went in to Arden out here, got an amazing deal. I didn't really even have to do much of anything, and it was tough to do anything through the process, because after we got them under contract, all this came up, and Lennar kind of handled it all. But they got an absolutely amazing deal. Purchased a home that they walked into with about $60,000 worth of equity, because of the structure, the way they did it, and the total out-of-pocket closing was a couple of $1,000s, because Lennar covered most of that as well. So we can get you a better deal than you can get by just walking in on your own. They're going to tell you absolutely not, but that's because they want to save money. But the bottom line is that I'm a certified new homes co-broker, so I can find you new construction anywhere in the Tri-County area, and 99% of the time I can get you a better deal than you can get just walking in. So why not use a realtor? Obviously, I want everybody in the world to use me as a realtor, but that's not always going to happen. So use my agents, the Andrew Burr Group agents, Matthew Tarantino, Randy Pfeiffer, Amber Rose, Dawn Rivera. Or if you don't happen to know them personally, at least find a realtor that you can talk to for a little bit and trust that they at least know what they're talking about. In general terms, any realtor that you're working with, talk to them, check out, look at their web pages and look at their Facebooks, or ask them to send you references, ask them to send you, hey, here's people I work with, this is what they say. Don't just work with somebody because they're your niece, or they're Patty's best friend's cousin's veterinarian's assistant is a realtor and does a great job, because a lot of times that don't end up well, and then that makes it harder on us as a whole, and definitely harder on me when I'm dealing with a specific instance. So let's get the listing real quick. Once again, listing properties. Is right now a good time to list? Yeah, I mean, right now we have buyers, but we don't have listings, so our inventory is shrinking. If you don't feel comfortable because of the COVID-19, then don't. Absolutely not. But if you need to list, and once again, we're using every precaution we can possibly use. Just to give you, for instance, the listing that I took, if I'm talking to you, we set up a video chat, so you and I are talking one-on-one like this. I'm actually going to ask you to go through the home with your phone or your son or daughter's smartphone if you don't happen to have one, and just kind of take a tour of the home. And I might ask you, oh, can we look at that? Can we look at this? I'll do the majority of all of the walkthrough, talk-through stuff on a video with you. Then we'll set up photography. If staging needs to be done and stuff like that, there's a couple different ways we can go do it. If it's minor, then we can actually do that during the walkthrough, talk through, and then I'll come tour the property, skin, gloves, mask before we do photography. Just make sure it's okay. If we have to make any changes, we can make them at that time. If it's major staging that needs to be done, I do work with a couple different stagers that, once again, are coming in. Everything is being done the same way. Masks, gloves. We're 100% adhering to every policy that we can to keep it as safe as possible, but we understand that people still need to buy and sell homes, which is why real estate is an essential business in every category, in every location that I know of around the country. Once again, once we get to the point where we feel comfortable that everybody's on the same page, we'll go ahead and get everything written up. We'll get photography. Once again, I'll open the door. They'll go in and do their photography, gloves, masks, blah, blah, blah. We'll get them out of the property. We'll lock it up again, and then you guys can come back. Also, we always have our handy dandy, there we go, hand sanitizer. And my hands are chapped from using so much of that. So, but once again, properties are selling. Past week we had 2 closings. Put 1 property on the market, which will be hitting the market tomorrow. 2 or 3 under contract. I'm gonna have to check with Matt. I think we might have 3 altogether. The team. That's and once again, not a huge team, small team. It's about 5 of us, and really, 3 of us are doing the majority of the business right now. But so properties are moving. Once again, volume is down, and the biggest thing is the lack of listings. So I'm looking at my analytics right here on my other screen. I got 2 screens here. Unfortunately, I don't think I can share them on this like I can on Microsoft Teams and stuff like that. But I have a ton of new buyer activity coming in. I expect an absolute deluge of buyers from New York, New Jersey, New England, that whole area. We've already had kind of a heavy stream incoming to South Florida here from that area because of salt tax and other things and just general affordability. But now with the way that this outbreak has kind of occurred, I honestly expect that, unfortunately, for those areas, I think that people are going to be leaving them in even larger droves, and all the analytics and all the data is proving that right now. I mean, I'm looking at spikes, everything's spiking. So, and also not only that, but you can look on Realtor Andrew, Facebook Realtor Andrew. There's charts. I mean, I put a bunch of stuff up that, unfortunately, with these type of things. Aside from the one time when real estate was the problem, which it absolutely is not now, real estate leads us out of these kind of things. Even with unemployment numbers don't correlate with real estate at all. For whatever reason, it seems like when unemployment numbers go up, real estate goes up. If you're a statistics kind of person, analytics kind of person, check out Facebook at Realtor Andrew. All those charts are up there. I'll be putting them up on the website, although I'm putting a ton of other stuff up on the website right now, so it's be when I get to that. But right now, once this does clear up, I expect another pretty major boom in the real estate market down here in South Florida anyways. I can't speak for the rest of the country, and I think it's going to be an overall net negative for New England anyways, and the New York area. I mean, I would assume it would have to be. But for our local economy, I think it's going to be a boom coming out of it. If you're thinking about selling, I'm not saying sell now, but I would certainly start making those telephone calls to me, 561-324-8914, or whatever trusted real estate advisor you plan on using, so that you can position yourself to get your house on the market when we do hit that upswing. Although, like I said, right now is not a terrible time whatsoever to list, because our market is shrinking as far as inventory, but we still do have active buyers. It's slower, it's not as easy, but the market's still moving. And once we get out of this, like I said, I expect there's going to be a really big kind of boom market coming out of it. Same thing if you're looking to buy. Take the time now to get pre-approved, to talk to, because you do pre-approval, you don't have to leave your house. You do it all from your computer or your phone, or but that's something that then you'll know, hey, how much can I afford? Can I be pre-approved? Can I get a bench pre-approval? Bench pre-approval, or actually I don't know what they call them now, but it's a full pre-approval. I mean, you can pretty much compete with cash with it. It's not very hard to get. We have three different stages. We have pre-qualification, pre-approval, and then a bench pre-approval, which is basically where they've run everything as if you were buying a home. All they're doing is waiting for you to select the home, but you've been fully pre-approved. So talk to your trusted lender about that. If you're looking for a lender and you don't have a trusted one, I should have had this up for this purpose, but Louise Nelson, she's with Guaranteed Rate. Her telephone number is 561-376-6277. Great gal. And once again, 561-376-6277. She's with Guaranteed Rate Affinity Mortgage. Great educator. Give her a call. She'll be able to tell you what you can afford and what you can't afford, and why what you need to do to be able to afford what you want to afford. So anyways, right now is a great time to do that, to get ready for the market coming out of this. Like I said, I think it's going to be a bright spot in all of this. And I think that, obviously our South Florida economy will rebound quite nicely with all the pent-up demand for everything that we have to offer. Not just the beaches and the sunshine, but all the other wonderful, jobs. I mean, we have a huge, amazingly strong job market down here. Can't wait for our restaurants to reopen, all of our hospitality folks to get back to full steam, but I don't think it will take long at all. As soon as we get the all clear on this, Florida's going to fill up like that, and we're going to be good to go. All right, guys. Well, that's the basic summary for today. Today is April 6th, 2020. And as always, you can reach out to me by telephone, 561-324-8914. You can email me at realtorandrew1@yahoo.com. That's realtorandrew1@yahoo.com. Go to my Facebook page, which is southfloridarealestatennow.com, but can also be accessed from the old site, which is directed to, which is andrewsellspalmbeach.com. I am Andrew Burr, leader of the Andrew Burr Group here at Coldwell Banker, and we will talk to you soon. Have a great day, guys.